Welcome back, Agent. It's time for your round trip to Covington, Kentucky. In your last 2 missions, you've done 2 stories about Coffee Boy between Random News and Order of Magnitude. Now it's time for you to pay a visit to Master Shredder. Lately, he's uncovered a bombshell regarding Cecil's latest misdeeds. He interviewed a kid named Logan, who knows Cecil, and he too has some bombshell evidence. Intelligence also discovered that a former co-worker of Cecil's also surfaced to tell his story about Cecil. Long story short, Agent, you've got a lot of work to do. Your target is, of course, Cecil, and your mission is to go to Master Shredder's channel and learn about his latest work on Cecil and this interview with Logan. And also find out who Cecil's former co-worker is. Mind that sick bastard? No one made him go on live and confess his wrongdoings on social media. Dismissed, and if you see something, write something.
Welcome to the Lounge. In our last 2 episodes, we were telling stories about Cecil Wayne Carroll, also known as C. Love, from Random News and Order of Magnitude. Now we'll look into the stories of Master Shredder, Cecil's arch nemesis. Whenever Cecil gets caught saying something questionable, he'll blame Shredder. The story hasn't changed. Cecil still claims his so-called innocence, but lately, a YouTuber who's skilled in audio forensics picked up a sound in the background while Cecil was live. It was the sound of a dog in the background. Cecil always claims that his confession video was edited or in the style of Michael Bay. Now that this YouTuber has done his work on Cecil's edited confession, people now starting to realize that his video is as real as it gets, and no amount of whining isn't going to change that. Of course, Cecil would have won an argument that an AI voice cloning was used. Except that voice cloning wasn't a thing 7 years ago. You're listening to the progress of it, and even today the voice cloning technology I'm using isn't completely perfect. Slowly falling on deaf ears, Cecil appoints his 2 moderators as power of attorneys. How will he pay these guys? I didn't know paper food stamps still exists. He's having these 2 get their channels taken down, since that's a form of false flagging. I'm sure those 2 will forgive Cecil when that happens. But that's something that can be ignored. But on the next page is something that can't be ignored. Like the part, Cecil believes that a 10-year-old girl is considered fully developed, and he uses his daughter as an example of his argument.
I'm only 10 years old. My daughter is fully developed and having a period in. So what does 10 years old have to do with anything?
And this is the voice of someone who not only confessed to touching those girls, but also justifies it. There's a special treatment for people like that.
He's got a killer!
On the next page, Shredder, along with his brother RV, interviews Logan about Cecil, who visited him while Logan's mother was away. Pretty creepy going to see someone's kid while the parents are away, and even creepier inviting a kid to a grown man's house. We'll let Logan tell the story.
Where he showed up at a, I don't know if it was your house or somebody's house, but he showed up at a 12 or 13-year-old's house without the parents' knowledge to confront them about the argument they had online. Is that with you?
That was me, yeah. Because I was messing with him and basically like hating on him, and then I told him who I was and like that I was his neighbor. He said, "Hold on, I'll be right back." And on stream, he walked away, and he came to my house with like a little camcorder in his hand, and he was like asking me questions. But he had, if anyone looked, if he didn't post the footage or use it, but if he had, he would have pretty much doxed me because he recorded the outside of my house.
Okay, so you were a minor child. He went to your house without your parents' knowledge.
Yeah, my parents. She wasn't even my parent wasn't even home.
Oh my! That guy could have gotten himself in jail if your mom and you had decided to do something like that. I wonder if he realized
this was before I had ever actually gone to his house before. And one time, he had invited me to his house, and my mom didn't think anything weird of it until he told me about his quote-unquote rehabilitation medicine that he crushed up in front of me and then snorted, claiming it was rehabilitation medicine. And I'm like, even if it was rehab medication, you don't snort it. That could have killed him.
That's insane.
Like he probably could have died in front of me if he would have snorted just too much or whatever.
And Logan, you said you were 11 when that happened, right, buddy?
Yeah.
And he basically asked you to look away while he did something.
Yeah, cause I had a camera with me because I was recording a vlog for my channel, and I held the camera up, and I accidentally got his desk in the background of it, and he was like, "Oh, don't point the camera over there. That's my stuff." And then he stopped his live stream, and he goes, "All this medication," or on the live stream, he goes, "All this medication's in my name." So people were saying that he's selling or doing drugs. He literally looked at the medicine. It was in his name. But then before I left his house, he proceeded to put a bunch of them in a bag and then approach somebody outside of his house. Which
surprised me.
Which is just all speculation, but it leads me to believe that he was dealing his own medication.
I wouldn't say it's speculation. You saw it happen.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that in case Cecil tries to, like, do anything legal with this stream.
If that happens, let me know, and I will make sure that you have
Well,
the evidence you need.
I don't think I'm liable for anything, but I'm assuming since you guys are over 18 that you're probably liable.
Oh, we're fine.
Yeah, Logan, like I told you, you're protected over here, buddy, and there ain't nothing Cecil can do to any of us.
That explains the sniffles. Logan stops seeing Cecil since Cecil's wife confronts Logan's mother about Cecil's wrongdoings. A smart move on the mother. On the next page, Cecil isn't pleased with his former co-worker named Gordon, who saw the confession video. Cecil doxed Gordon, which on this next page will be Cecil's downfall. Gordon created his YouTube channel describing his side of the story. Cecil accuses Gordon of slipping pills. Cecil, as usual, doesn't have any facts on this accusation. But Gordon, however, has evidence on Cecil. Cecil, as usual, doesn't have any facts on this accusation. But Gordon, however, has evidence on Cecil. Gordon reveals that he contacted Cecil's sister, Rosie. Let's hear what he has to say, because this is very interesting and important.
And here's your sister, rebelled Hal. He told me that he fingered the girls, and they would touch him over his pants. I can't believe I didn't beat his ass when he told me that story. You know why I didn't? It's because of the way you told it to me. I thought about it for weeks until I formed the right opinion about you. That you're a remorseless fucking child molester, Cecil. You do deserve to get your ass beat. If I went back and knew that I was gonna lose my job in a couple weeks, I would have beat your ass right then. I told her, I feel regret for not hurting you that day. That's the feelings I have about you. I feel regret for not bringing some kind of justice to you at the very moment you confessed to me that you touched those girls. Oh, looky here, here's your sister's response. This is the real Rosie. Wow, they were 8 and 10. He was 17. That's not fingerings. They wasn't old enough to consent. Uh-oh. Looky here, your sister said they were 8 and 10, and you were 17. And that was the time that she walked in on you. You said you were doing it for years. So what does that say? You were fingering these girls when they were like 6 and 8?
This is further confirmation that Cecil's sister didn't change her story. So Cecil can throw a temper tantrum till the cows come home. Anything he says from here on is irreverent. And this concludes the story about Cecil's latest adventures. There were more new developments about him while I was working on my story. We're going to save that in a future story. Until then, this is Storyteller signing off. Until next time.
Good work, Agent. We're not only dealing with a goofy, we're dealing with a sick bastard. It's a good thing people are coming forward with Cecil's wrongdoings. This guy better come clean while he still can. The next person who comes forward will be the end of Cecil. Return to base, Agent. This pedo is making my skin crawl. Thank you for visiting Shadow Storyteller. If you like what you saw, hit the subscribe button and the bell for more content. Until next time.